Hello guys, welcome to our new movie recap channel. I've got a surprise for you waiting at the end of this video, so make sure you watch till the end. The Ainu people in Hokkaido once had this massive gold treasure, but tragedy struck when one of their own betrayed them, killing everyone to snag the gold. Not long after, he got busted for the horrible crime. But get this, nobody knew where he hid the loot. They tried every brutal form of torture to make him talk, but even with his face beaten to a pulp, he kept his mouth shut. To make sure he couldn't peace out, they even chopped off one of his legs. The killer wasn't some average schmuck. He came up with a wild plan, tattooing the treasure map onto the backs of other inmates. Just as some of those guys were about to be released, his plan got busted. But during a prison transfer, a gang of robbers led by an old dude with silver hair attacked, killed the guards, and freed this special group of inmates. The word about these guys carrying pieces of the treasure map on their backs spread like wildfire. Countless folks started hunting, hoping they'd be the ones to crack the secret and find the legendary gold. And just like that, the bloody, greedy treasure hunt officially kicked off. Sugimoto is one of those gold hunters. He used to be a soldier in the 1st Division. In a fierce battle against the Russians at Hill 203, all of his squad died. Thanks to his superhuman fighting skills and a little luck, he survived by being buried under a pile of corpses. He got out alive. When he got back, they nicknamed him Sugimoto the Immortal. His body and face were covered in scars. After leaving the military, he went to Hokkaido, thinking he could change his life by panning for gold. 2 years of hard work later, he hadn't found squat. He was bummed, wondering if he should give up, when a guy randomly told him the story about the mysterious gold. Sugimoto figured it was just the rambling of a drunk. They both crashed, but Sugimoto jolted awake when he saw someone pointing a gun at his head. It was the old man he'd just been drinking with. Sugimoto grabbed a rock, attacked, snatched the gun, and turned the tables. The guy ran, and Sugimoto let him go. Not long after, Sugimoto found the old man's shredded body. Crows had been added. When he checked closer, he saw the body was covered in complex tattoos. This detail made him realize the gold story was totally real. With new belief, Sugimoto hauled the body and plunged into the dangerous adventure. He hadn't gone far before a giant brown bear attacked him. Struggling to carry the huge corpse through the snowy landscape, he was slow, and the bear was right on his heels. Then an arrow hit the bear. The shooter? Asirpa, a young Ainu girl who was a pro at bear hunting. Asirpa told Sugimoto he had to ditch the body to avoid the bears, but Sugimoto refused. He told Asirpa the secret of the corpse's tattoos. She surprised him by saying she completely believed it. Her own father was one of the victims killed by the gold robber. Sugimoto suggested they team up. He promised to help her and her village get back the stolen gold, only asking for a small cut for himself. Asirpa agreed. They quickly planned to use the corpse as bear bait. Sure enough, a massive brown bear showed up, charging right at Sugimoto. Asirpa aimed her bow, but Sugimoto waved her off. He decided to face the bear alone. But as it got lighter, Asirpa shot an arrow into the bear. The bear turned and attacked her. Suddenly, a white wolf jumped out to help. Sugimoto shot toward it, which caught the bear's attention, and it charged him again. The bear pounced on Sugimoto, accidentally jamming his rifle into the ground and into the bear, killing the massive beast. Sugimoto and Asirpa had taken down 2 giant brown bears, but they realized they couldn't keep carrying the whole corpse. Sugimoto decided to follow the Ainu way, skin the body and carry only the hide with the tattoos, which was the most important thing they needed. The next morning, they headed to Otaru town, where they hoped to find people with similar tattoos. They brought a sketch of the tattoo, asking around everywhere. Their first stop was a brothel. Asirpa quickly became the target of the brothel owner, but Asirpa wasn't an easy target, and she had Sugimoto with her. Terrified, the guy admitted he hadn't seen anyone with the tattoos, but confessed that others had come looking for the same thing. Getting nowhere, Sugimoto and Asirpa went back to the woods. They quickly spotted some guys secretly following them, but these 2 stooges didn't know Asirpa had already set a trap. In a flash, they were caught, hanging upside down from a tree. After tying up the 2 men, Sugimoto started interrogating them. They explained that some of the tattooed guys started trying to kill each other because they knew the old gold robber had tattooed their skin with a cruel goal: to skin them later and put the map back together. When a few of them were murdered, the rest got scared and started running. Even so, these 2 chose to stick together. Sugimoto didn't want to kill them. Instead, Asirpa used her skills to sketch the map section on the backs of the two men. But while they were figuring out their next move, one of the two men was suddenly shot dead by a hidden attacker. The other guy, terrified, took off. Sugimoto and Asirpa quickly hid, but the cloaked attacker chased them relentlessly. His gun got snagged in Sugimoto's trap, and they launched into a fierce battle. Sugimoto got the upper hand, but realized the other guy had disabled his gun. Sugimoto realized his opponent was also a soldier from the 7th Division. The guy warned Sugimoto and demanded the corpse. But the threat didn't faze Sugimoto. He lunged, but just as he was about to finish him, Asirpa stopped him. The guy took the chance to run, but Sugimoto quickly knocked him in the head, causing him to stumble and fall off a cliff, unconscious. The other prisoner, taking advantage of the distraction, untied himself and ran away. Sugimoto chased him, and they both accidentally fell into a freezing cold stream. The extreme cold put both of them at risk of freezing to death. In a panic, Sugimoto remembered how to use gunpowder to start a fire. He risked diving into the stream to look for the bullets that had fallen out. The prisoner, seeing their dire situation, offered to help Sugimoto if he spared his life. With no choice, Sugimoto agreed. The prisoner coughed up a bullet he'd hidden in his mouth, a survival trick from jail. Thanks to that bullet, they quickly built a fire. While drying off, the guy revealed some key info. There were 24 tattooed prisoners total. The leader of the escape was the old silver-haired man, who single-handedly wiped out the guards. He ordered all the remaining guys to meet up in Otaru. In Otaru, the silver-haired old man met up with a fat guy who also had a tattoo. The old man declared that he ordered all the tattooed prisoners to gather there to face the 7th Division. The fat guy doubted the old man's dull swords could stand up to the guns and cannons, but the old man just ignored the warning. Back with Sugimoto, the prisoner advised him to get out of the game since he was facing that dangerous old man and the entire 7th Division. But Sugimoto was confident, saying he was immortal. After sparing the prisoner's life, Sugimoto and Asirpa kept wandering through the forest. Asirpa taught him valuable survival skills for the deep woods, making him tougher. Meanwhile, the 7th Division found the soldier Sugimoto had badly injured. Following the soldier's story, the scarred lieutenant ordered his men to hunt down the Immortal. Sugimoto and Asirpa were walking when they suddenly spotted the shadows of the 7th Division soldiers. They immediately ran. The scarred lieutenant quickly found them and ordered a chase. To throw them off, they hid in a bamboo bush and split up. Before separating, Sugimoto told Asirpa that if she got caught, she should just tell them his name. However, Asirpa was spotted by a soldier. She had hidden the tattooed skin in the tree, but it fell out, and the soldier spotted it. Just then, a white wolf rushed out, attacking the soldier and rescuing Asirpa. Sugimoto was finally found and held at gunpoint. He was forced to surrender, but right at that moment, he saw a brown bear's den behind him. Remembering Asirpa's words that a brown bear won't attack anyone who enters its den, Sugimoto risked it and rushed in. When the 7th Division guys arrived, the soldier with the gun shot into the den to check. The brown bear burst out and clawed his face. The two other soldiers tried to run, but the brown bear grabbed them and killed them. When Sugimoto stepped out, he saw 3 corpses. The brown bear had also been killed by the soldiers. Sugimoto found a bear cub and took it with him. Asirpa, with the white wolf, scared the soldier she was with so badly he didn't dare fight back. When Sugimoto ran up, Asirpa spared the soldier's life and advised him to run, or Sugimoto would kill him. Asirpa brought Sugimoto and the bear cub back to her village and introduced him to her grandmother and the villagers. Sugimoto felt like he had finally found a real family. When Asirpa's uncle learned of Sugimoto's plan, he advised him to give it up, saying the Ainu treasure was cursed. That night, Sugimoto quietly left without telling anyone. He was worried that if Asirpa joined him, she would be in danger. After Sugimoto left, the scarred lieutenant from the 7th Division was still aggressively hunting the tattooed guys. His brutal actions caused many of his soldiers to die for nothing. This led the colonel to personally come and reprimand him. But instead of showing remorse, the scarred lieutenant snapped, bit off one of the colonel's fingers, and ordered his men to shoot the colonel dead. He had been seriously wounded in combat, losing a piece of his cerebral cortex, which is why his mind was unstable. Meanwhile, in Otaru, Shiraishi was wandering when the fat guy with the tattoo spotted him. Shiraishi escaped him and bumped into a group of 7th Division soldiers on patrol. He immediately came up with a plan and told the soldiers that there was a guy looking for people with tattoos. The soldiers decided to stop the fat guy to get a reward, but he easily sent them flying. Just as the fat guy was about to grab Shiraishi, a grenade exploded. A series of explosions went off, shaking the whole town. The bank in town had just been robbed, but the thief only took the prized Izumi sword. The culprit was the silver-haired old man. The scarred lieutenant spotted the old man on horseback, but the old man quickly galloped away. In another area, Sugimoto was enjoying a meal when the scarred lieutenant's soldiers walked in. Sugimoto kicked them out of the restaurant. Though strong, he was eventually overpowered and captured. They took him to the barracks. The scarred lieutenant greeted Sugimoto with a wicked smile and offered him a partnership. He revealed his ambition to build his own army by pumping money into the military, planting opium poppies, and establishing an independent government. He talked about his tragic past and his determination to take back what belonged to him, with the Ainu treasure as the key. But Sugimoto laughed at his ambition. The lieutenant then stabbed a skewer right through Sugimoto's mouth. After that, he showed off Ainu gold coins, saying they were proof of the treasure, which he had gotten after slaughtering the Ainu people. He wanted Sugimoto to team up, but Sugimoto refused. The lieutenant tortured Sugimoto all night, leaving him half dead. Back to Asirpa. Worried about Sugimoto, she took his socks and had the White Wolf sniff out his trail, which led her to Shiraishi. Asirpa immediately demanded Shiraishi help her find Sugimoto. Shiraishi warned her that the lieutenant only ended in death, but Asirpa threatened him with a poisoned arrow. Finally, Shiraishi agreed to help, on one condition: a cut of the loot. Shiraishi got to work. He smeared bear grease on himself so he could squeeze through the jail bars easily. Just as he was untying Sugimoto, they were confronted by 2 soldiers. Sugimoto took down one soldier. When the scarred lieutenant showed up, he saw his subordinate dead and Sugimoto sitting there with his guts spilling out of a deep wound. Sugimoto, weak but firm, said that if the lieutenant treated his wounds, he would cooperate and give him the tattooed hides. The lieutenant immediately ordered his men to take Sugimoto to the hospital. As Sugimoto was being put onto the cart, the scarred lieutenant realized the corpse was an elaborate trap. The guts spilling out of Sugimoto's stomach were actually the guts of his own soldier. He ordered his men to chase him. By this time, Sugimoto had already gone a ways. He jumped up and attacked the guards, taking down all of them but one survivor. That soldier risked his life to stab him, and Sugimoto countered, kicking him hard, sending him flying off the cart. The soldier managed to grab Sugimoto, pulling both of them off the cart, hanging only by a rope. Right at that moment, Asirpa appeared, pulling Sugimoto back onto the cart. Once safe, Asirpa cut the rope, freeing them from the soldier. However, another guy showed up, furiously chasing them. The brother of the soldier Sugimoto had just killed. Sugimoto quickly shot down another soldier. Meanwhile, Sugimoto's main enemy jumped onto the cart, and the two plunged into a life-or-death battle. Asirpa desperately drove the horse forward. While the two were still fighting, Asirpa quickly unhitched one side of the cart. She signaled Sugimoto to jump onto the horse, leaving their enemy holding on to the damaged cart. When the cart reached a curve, it slammed into a huge pile of snow. The soldier was thrown out and buried, while Sugimoto and Asirpa kept riding forward. At the scarred lieutenant's headquarters, Shiraishi set the place on fire, hoping to find the tattooed human hide. He couldn't find anything because the scarred lieutenant was more cautious than Shiraishi thought. To be safe, he had sewn the human hide into a shirt and was wearing it constantly. As for Sugimoto and Asirpa, after escaping the chase, they found a safe place to rest. Asirpa scolded Sugimoto for leaving without telling her. Moved by her sincerity, Sugimoto decided not to hide anything anymore and told her his story. He remembered his childhood back home with 2 close friends, Toraji and Ume. After his parents died, Ume and Toraji stuck by him. Ume's family forbade their relationship, and Sugimoto was forced to leave. When he returned, Ume had married Toraji. Later, Sugimoto and Toraji enlisted together. In a brutal battle, Toraji sacrificed his life to save Sugimoto. Before he died, His last wish was to find gold in Hokkaido to treat Ume's eyes. He entrusted it to Sugimoto. That's why Sugimoto was doing everything to hunt for the treasure, to keep his promise to his dead friend. This story helped Asirpa understand Sugimoto's determination. She promised him she would travel with him and fulfill his deceased friend's wish. Sugimoto no longer refused her help. Somewhere else, the silver-haired old man had gathered his loyal subordinates and started revealing his ambition to find the treasure and re-establish the Republic of Izo. When the fat guy who followed him heard this, he laughed. But when the silver-haired old man smirked and said the amount of gold was hundreds of times bigger than the fat guy imagined, his face changed instantly. He realized the gold would be enough to make all their wild ambitions a reality. At the same time, the scarred lieutenant had also fully prepared his troops and weapons, ready to step into a new war. The real fight for the treasure was just beginning. As for Sugimoto and Asirpa, they had a new teammate, Shiraishi. This trio, each with their own goals, pushed forward together to find the hidden gold. The war over the treasure between multiple factions is building to a climax. Who will finally win and hold that colossal fortune? Sugimoto, the silver-haired guy, or the super-ambitious scarred lieutenant? And will the old silver-haired man, with his plot to resurrect the Republic of Izo, achieve his goal? The answer is still up in the air. So, who do you think the treasure will end up with? That's the end of the movie. Alright guys, as I promised, 5 random people will win prizes from our channel. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment "done" down below. Don't miss your chance. Winners will be announced soon. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.